And what's going to be the results of that UA?
It will be negative. Or positive, I'm sorry.
Positive, I used Sunday. That was my last use Sunday.
All right, so we need to take this motion to revoke up now, because otherwise he's going to end up perhaps overdosing.
In today's video, it's all about bad timing, bold lies, and courtrooms full of smoke. From shaky voices to wild excuses, these defendants showed up high or tried to hide it from Judge Boyd. But let's see who fooled no one and who just kept digging themselves in deeper.
Strongly consider giving you tracking if you give me a UA today that's negative. You want to do that?
The answer to that, Your Honor.
You want to do a UA today?
No.
All right, so do not come back after Fiesta, because obviously if I get a UA, that UA is not going to be clean. And you should be doing some sober meetings, because you shouldn't be taking care of your children when you're using, we're off the record. What are you going to be positive for?
Meth and marijuana.
All right, and who is here with you? Who are you, sir?
My boyfriend.
Do you live with her and her children? Why are you here today? Why are you not at work? Do you have a job? You should probably be out somewhere looking for employment. That's how best you can support people. Because right now, because you don't have employment, guess what? Somebody else is supporting you. And how old are you?
21.
I'm sorry? You're 21 and somebody is supporting you, a grown adult, because you're coming here to support her. Have you been around her children? And if you were drug tested today, what are your tests going to be? Tell the truth, shame the devil. What is your result going to be? Yeah, so I got 2 adults using drugs around children. No. And you know what? Your curfew is going to get tightened up, because obviously something else is going on. What's her curfew? What's your curfew time?
6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Well, that's going to stop. And do you have employment, really?
No, I do not have employment.
Yeah.
I
So
would like employment. I live in almost in the middle of nowhere, and my vehicle, whenever I got arrested, I had just bought from a girl that I met, and I met her in rehab, and we lived at the shelter together, and I wasn't able to get the title to it. When I got out, I had my vehicle still, but it wasn't legal, and I don't have my vehicle anymore because using it, it's gotten impounded, and the girl that I bought it from, I can't get a hold of her.
Yeah.
And
all right. So here's the thing. How old are your 2 children?
Anna is 7 and Aiden is 4. And I also have a 9-year-old. She lives with her dad. I'm just here to be completely honest. You know, I do want help. I do want recovery. This isn't what I chose. When I got arrested, I had just had 1 year sober. I've been sober for a year on crimes that I did not commit. My life has been really hard. I was in there for 5 months. I spent the first week not knowing who, what, when, where, why I had these charges. And so I'm not trying to use that as an excuse or anything. I'm just saying it's been very tough. I lived in a shelter when I got arrested. When I got out, I had nowhere to go. I'm lucky to even be out. My bond was so high. And I had met these people right before I got arrested. I only met them once. They offered me a room, you know, and they helped me get out of jail. It all turned out to be under guise for something else. And
Now, tell me about, how old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Why would you meet some random people
I was in jail.
and you then start living with them and you have children with you?
They weren't completely random. I just didn't know them all too well.
And are your children physically living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
And where are your children right now?
They're at school.
All right. So,
I will do anything and everything I would.
what you're going to do is you're going to have a seat right over in that box. Could somebody please pick up the phone, call next door to Child Protective Services, so that we don't have somebody who's high on meth with marijuana taking care of children. Could somebody pick, well, everybody? I don't remember the number. I haven't worked over there in so long. I think it's 335-627 something. but she needs treatment. And I can't have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old living with you. You're using meth and marijuana. You have a boyfriend here who doesn't have a job, who's using meth and marijuana, which you shouldn't even have in your life. Excuse me, sir, did you drive her down? All right, you can give her change for via bus or something, but you all should not be together because you are enabling each other.
I don't live a bus in it.
I'm sorry, what?
I will get her home.
You don't have to do that, Mr.
I
Young.
will.
Thank you, Mr. Young. So what we're gonna do is I'm trying to get you help, trying to get your children help. So we're gonna get a CPS worker to hopefully get help for her and her children and get you drug treatment because you need all of that. And I can't do, there's only so much I can do with your cases because they're aggravated robberies. I can't refer you to felony drug court because you're not under my jurisdiction for that. But you need help and your children need help.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, because the last time you use may be the last time you use because you never know what you're getting.
You're right.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to have you remain in the courtroom, Mr. Young, and we'll see if we can get her some help and get her children some help. Thank you, Mr. Young.
Are we released in your own?
Well, she needs to remain in the courtroom.
I know that.
Yes, yes.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Are we going to trial? Or are
No,
we
we're not going to go.
release?
Well, I don't want to send you to trial today when she is positive for drugs. So, I mean, that's not an excuse for everybody, but obviously there are more things going on with the positive for drugs, trying to see what to do with her children who are in school. So she's not going to be going to trial today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. But
He's not in custody, is that correct?
no, she's not in custody.
In the box.
In the box.
Yes, in the box. We've already had someone speak to her about helping her with the minor children who are in her care. But what I need is for somebody from pretrial services until CPS is actively in her case with her safety plan. If someone can make sure that they go out to visit her home to make sure that the children are okay. And my understanding is that the children are going to be picked up from school today and everything is going to be explained to them about the family-based services. Is that correct? Yes. But if I could get somebody from pretrial services to go out to her home today. All right. So she's going to give me a number.
Okay.
And then is there anything else that's going to be happening with her? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, Norma, I want this case recalled for Monday because I want to make sure everything is on track. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I know Monday would not be a good day to call it back.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right. What I'm going to do is we'll recall it back. Can we recall this back on the 24th? All right, we're going to come back on the 24th and I'm going to see where you are. People can only help you as much as you want to be helped. I overheard you saying that you've been in felony drug courts before, and I know that's a great program.
Yes, you put me in it.
Yeah.
I got this.
So you got to do better.
It wasn't for these charges. I would have completed it successfully and you tell me where I would have been.
But see, here's the thing. Things happen in everybody's life. Everybody's life goes through ups and downs. I don't know anybody on the planet whose life is always up here and they never had any problems. Okay, other than John Young, your attorney. But people, things hit you, waves hit you. But when waves hit you, the answer is not, let me go back to what I know, when what you know is not great for you. The answer is, yeah, all you had to do was pick up the phone, call your sponsor, and you should have one, and say, hey, this is what's happened to me. These charges are not, good charges. I didn't do this. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm going to use. Then your sponsor will tell you, no. What we do is, these are the steps we take. We don't start using. So don't blame your problems on someone else. The choices that you make, those are not to be blamed on somebody else.
You're right, and I'm not proud of them. Gonna be honest, I do want to help.
Well, we're gonna see what's happening. Ms. Ferguson. All right, can you give her a reset form for April 24th? So we're gonna call you back on April 24th, and when you come in here on April 24th, I want you to be clean. Do you understand? And she's gonna remain on GPS, and on the GPS monitor, I am not doing that. You said it was 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.?
I believe that's what she said.
We're not doing that anymore because that's not working for you. You understand? So, I'm gonna put her curfew, and your curfew is going to be 7 a.m.
I believe she puts the kids on the bus at 7 a.m. So I think she has to leave.
But I think they're gonna do a family-based service plan.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah. So we're gonna do your curfew from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if there's some sort of violations of that, let me bring them back in. Sorry to bring you back, guys. So on Samantha Richards, I'm gonna change her curfew to 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, her attorney is telling me she has to put the children on the school bus. So I'm giving Child Protective Services a week to get the family-based services plan worked out. So if there is a violation of GPS for this week and next week, and if it's because she's dropping children off at school, don't file it. But after the 24th, if there's some more issues, then I'll ask for you to go ahead and file violations on her. Because Child Protective Services is trying to work through getting the children with a different relative, getting her in family-based services. So her curfew is going to be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. That's it. And our school's off for Battle of the Flowers. All right, so she shouldn't be going anywhere on Battle of the Flowers Day because school is out on Battle of the Flowers here. So that Friday, she shouldn't be going anywhere. And then I'm going to reset her for April 24th. And at that time, I'll know what Child Protective Services is doing. And I'm still working on getting the phone number for you guys.
Yes, ma'am. So are we doing this up until Child Protective Services gets involved? We're doing
Yes.
home visits every day?
Yes, until the children have been taken, been placed with other relatives. And, as I said before, you may not have to go out there. I'm just waiting for the person who's here to give me a number so that you all have a number. So you may be able to call to check to see if it's been done. But even with calling and checking, I want at least one visit to our home, even if Child Protective Services is taking things over, because we have a boyfriend who's using it as well. They say they don't live together and they probably shouldn't be living together.
Going on with my client, we ask that you follow our plea bargain agreement. I believe she's accepting responsibility and wanting to show the court that she could be successful on this probation. So just ask that you follow it.
All right, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am. I've been employed at the same company for 14 years.
What do you do?
Administrative assistant for a construction company.
What does that entail?
I do the books. I do billing, invoicing.
Do you have any children?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Do you live by yourself?
I just purchased a home last year. I live with, my boyfriend lives with me,
And who is your boyfriend?
James Jones,
How old is he?
43,
What's his date of birth?
1/18/80.
How long have you been together?
On and off for about 3 years.
So does anybody want to look up Mr. James Jones? 1/18/1980. Does he have a criminal history?
He got a DWI, but no.
Anything
I
else?
mean, years and years ago, like 15 years ago, but not with drugs.
What did he have?
I believe it was a robbery.
What's the date of birth?
1/18/1980. Yes.
Had a robbery case, Judge, that he was sentenced in 2000. He got an 8-year sentence on a robbery case on March 27th of 2012. I don't see any other local history other than that.
All right. So let me just tell you why I asked that, because people are always like, Judge, why are you in my business? All right. So the reason why I ask these questions of who people are living with is because I want you to make sure that you're on the right track to complete this successfully. I take no joy in people being on probation and then failing probation and maybe going to prison. And I think you don't want to end up going to prison. So usually they always want to know who people are surrounding themselves with. And honestly, in the life that you only have one life to live, and you need to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive people. People say you can't choose your family. That's true, but you can choose to cut them loose if they're not being a positive influence. And you definitely should not be bringing someone into your life that's not going to be a positive influence. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I ask these questions.
No problem.
Does he have any children?
They're both out of state. He has 2 children.
Are they adults or no?
Oh, no, they're youngsters. One is 4 and one is 13.
And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Negative.
All right. Have you ever used drugs?
I've used drugs in the past.
All right.
Yes.
What type?
Methamphetamine.
Okay.
In 2007, I got clean. I've been clean, not that I haven't relapsed a couple times throughout the years. I have a job. I hold a 802 FICO. I've held the same job for 14 years.
Mhm.
I'm very blessed. I'm with Celebrate Recovery. I go to NA, and I'm with Revolution Church, a member to Revolution Church.
Okay. I've heard of all those things. I've heard of Revolution Church as well. Okay. All right. Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing further, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. There is $1,000 fine that'll be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. Proof of employment within 15 days. And I'm giving you 15 days because you say you're already employed. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. So what that means is if Mr. Jones' children come down to visit from wherever they are, and he wants to go do a grocery store run or something else and leave you with the children, he can't. You understand?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting. That's by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs and probation. If possible, I want a UA today. And so there'll be a UA today. And let me know what those results are. 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. If you want to buy out of your community service hours, that will be at $7.25 per hour. And it can be a donation to the San Antonio Food Bank. If there's some other place you would like to donate it to, let me know and I'll consider it. I just put the food bank because I know that sometimes there is a shortage. There's to be $57 restitution to the laboratory for testing. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And if there are no issues, then the field visits can be suspended. All right, probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, and before you do your UA, do you need water or anything?
Probably a bottle of water, sure.
All right, so counsel, your client needs to drink some water before she takes her UA.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you, Judge. May I
All right,
excuse-
just, yes, and well, we may need you to hang around until we have our results.
Okay,
Thank you. All right, so, you want to change, could we go on the, oh, that's okay, that's fine. You want to change what you told the court earlier about your UA and what it's gonna be?
Well, I thought, it's been 3 days, so I did think.
No. See, here, you're playing games with me because I asked you about your usage and you made it appear as though you hadn't used in forever, which I already knew.
Oh, no, I have relapses. I do have.
Nope.
relapses.
See, you're doing semantics with me, and I don't like when people do semantics, because here's the thing. I am trying to give you conditions that you will be successful at. Now, let me just tell you what you told me, because my mind is a steel trap. You made it appear as though you hadn't used meth for a while. What you told me was, oh, yes, of course I've had relapses. But you didn't tell the court that you had relapses 3 days ago. And you knew that you more likely than not were going to test positive for meth and all of the things else that you tested positive for.
And I
But let me
questioned
just
whether I
tell-
should come back up and tell you.
No, but you didn't. And I can tell you what you did, because I know what people do. You were praying all your way for that UA, and you were praying when you requested a bottle of water, praying that it was going to be negative. And now it wasn't. And so now you know what's going to end up happening. Is that person here, Mr. James Jones? Mr. James Jones, you're going to have to find someplace else to live. You cannot live with her. There's going to be a no contact order. And you know why? You can have a seat, Mr. Jones. You know why there's going to be a no contact order? There's going to be a no contact order because I know for a fact that even if you don't intend to get a haircut, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. And if you are using, you know what that means? That means that he's using. And that means that he is not a person who should be in your life, that he is holding you back. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're not going to be having any contact with him.
Can I take a UA? Because I've been clean since 2011.
So there's to be no contact with James Jones, and he had better find a new place to stay. And the fact that he's staying with you and is not trying to get you help for your drug use, that's another reason why he shouldn't be in your life.
He has. though.
He's not
Just
good
got
for
out
you.
of rehab.
He's not good. I'm sorry, what?
Just got out of rehab.
See, that's the problem. You should not be hanging around with people who just got out of rehab, because both of you all are struggling. And the fact that you're testing positive for drugs, and I guarantee you, he can say all he wants. I'll do a UA now.
No, he really
No.
is clean.
No. You're not to live with him. You're not to have contact with him. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if I find out that you are living with him or having contact with him, that's going to be a violation of your probation, and you're going to end up going to the state jail facility. And guess what? If you go to the state jail facility, he's not going to be there with you because it's not co-ed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So there's to be no contact with James Jones. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month, and I'm going to want that random so we can see if she is allowing him to live there. And I'm going to want a TAP evaluation and follow the recommendations of TAP. If TAP wants inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment to begin with, intensive outpatient treatment. And instead of regular UAs, I'm going to want the UA hotline. And I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. And let me explain something to you. In this court, honesty is really the best policy, because that tells me whether or not you are in a specific phase of your sobriety. The fact that you're not being honest tells me you're deep in the throes of your addiction. And how old are you?
47, almost 47.
All right, so you're getting to the point in your life where you're going to have more of your life behind you than in front of you. But guess what? You are walking on the edge of a knife with that statement I just made. You know why? Because you're throwing into your life the fact that you have a drug addiction and you're using drugs and you never know what you're going to get. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Jones is out of your life. And I know you love him. You probably think this is the end of the world, but guess what? This is not Romeo and Juliet. You're not a teenager. He hasn't been in your life as long as you've been alive. So you need to sell away from him. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
If you violate this, you're going to be coming over here answering for this case in a blue uniform. And you know why it's going to be blue? Because you're going to be in custody.
Yes, ma'am. I want this pension.
Okay. Thank you.
Any discussion?
Yes. I'm sorry, before I say where we are, is there anything probation wishes to say?
No, Judge.
All right, let me just tell you where we are now. Where we are now is, do you want to be done with this probation? Are you ready to just move on with your life?
Definitely,
I'm sorry?
definitely.
All right, so there's one or two ways you can move on with your life. The easy way for the court, and the easy way for probation would be for me to send you to prison for 3 years because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So, I mean, we can help you move on with your life that way.
No.
So why are you not doing your drug test?
My drug test,
Yes.
I don't get UAs.
No, you have not submitted to drug testing. You're gonna submit to drug testing today. Do you
Okay.
understand?
My PO hasn't,
Well, I'm telling you, you're gonna submit to drug testing today. If you do not, a warrant will be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
You're gonna restart the BIPP course.
Yes, ma'am.
If you do not complete that, a warrant's gonna be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
Understood.
Is there anything you do not understand of what's being asked for you?
No.
Probation. Is there anything else she needs?
Judge, once the BIPP, her officer is asking that once her BIPP is finished, that she continue with the TAP recommendation. The TAP recommended, dual diagnosis outpatient treatment, monthly drug testing, and AA/NA meetings when necessary.
All right, this is what you're gonna do. There's gonna be a UA today. And what's gonna be the results of that UA?
It will be negative. Or positive, I'm sorry.
And what are you gonna be positive for?
Marijuana.
And what else? All right. So this is why you've been falling off.
You said marijuana and what?
And meth.
Yes, that's not good.
All right, how often are you using?
Not often at all.
What does that mean?
I have really bad anxiety, so I will smoke maybe once in the blue moon.
Okay, meth doesn't help with anxiety.
I know it doesn't.
So
To stay awake, be able to function, but
No, no, no,
it's
no.
not.
my question is, everyone, please whisper. So here's the thing.
Mm.
We are past the point of excuses, right? I am trying to figure out what's going on in your life
Yes, ma'am.
so I can potentially get the help you need
Yes,
so you won't be going to prison.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's no excuse for using meth.
No,
You understand? So my question to you is, how often are you using?
not really. I just did it maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and marijuana, I do use it frequently.
All right, so your meth, that hasn't been 2 or 3 days ago, because if it was 2, 3 days ago, you wouldn't end up being positive for it.
I'm not too sure if it comes out of your system or not. That's why I was being honest.
And what are the ages of your children?
17 and 7.
And where are they right now?
They're at home with my brother. He's watching them.
Is Child Protective Services in your life? Have they ever been in your life?
I've never had an issue.
And who else is available to watch your children other than your brother?
I know.
All right, is your mom in the home?
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you lead with that?
My mom works with CPS Energy, so sometimes she works from home and sometimes she has to go to the office. So today she had to go to the office.
All right, there's gonna be a UA today. And you're gonna do that UA by what time, probation?
3 o'clock, Judge.
All right, by 3 p.m. I'm gonna want her tested for levels. And what else are you doing or not doing with your life?
No,
How do you
I'm
spend your
currently
day?
working. I'm currently working.
All right,
And when I'm off, I'm with my son right now. That summer, my daughter has a job, so my daughter works. So it's just me and my 7-year-old.
oh, and is your daughter the 17-year-old?
Yes.
And who all lives in the house?
My mom, my dad, myself, my children, and my brother.
All right. So probation, I'm gonna want a field visit. One time per month. For 3 months. She is going to do intensive outpatient treatment with probation, and that'll be the dual diagnosis. And probation, do you think a referral to felony drug court would help her or no? Or is that too quick?
It wouldn't hurt, Judge.
All right, so we're gonna do a referral to felony drug court. And let me just tell you, felony drug court is a difficult program, but they'll be able to help you with all the issues that you have. You have a mental health issue, they'll be able to help you with that. The BIPP course that you're supposed to be doing and the parenting classes that I'm gonna order for you, they're gonna help you with that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you need to go over there and be 100% honest with them.
Yes.
And if you miss your appointment with them, a warrant could be issued for your arrest. Do you understand?
I understand.
So we're gonna do a referral to felony drug court. We're gonna do 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And she's gonna restart BIPP. And I'm gonna order parenting classes. And once you complete those parenting classes, her community service hours will be deemed satisfied. How far did you go in school?
12th grade, I wasn't able to graduate because I wasn't able to pass my tax test at the time. for
Okay,
science and math.
all right. So what do you want to do with the rest of your life as far as employment wise? What's your dream job?
To supervise where I used to.
I'm sorry, what?
To supervise where I used to.
Okay, supervise where?
Loan companies.
Sorry.
Broadway Finance, Midwest Finance, and loan. I used to work in field collections.
All right, so what are you doing to make yourself indispensable to somebody who needs you in finance?
Unfortunately, I can't get a job anymore.
Okay, what did she say?
Unfortunately, she can't get a job anymore because of her felony.
With that field.
With that field.
All right, so then what's plan B? You gotta have a plan A, a plan B, a C, and sometimes a D and an E. So what's your second plan?
Oh, it's customer service. That's what I know. Right now I manage a laundromat.
Okay, all right, so are you taking any classes? Sometimes at the college, they give free classes or they give classes with minimum fees to help people who are trying to improve themselves in their business. Because at some point, there are some occupations that I think are going to be done away with because of computers.
Mm.
For example, when I was growing up, they used to have full service at the gas station. Somebody would come out, pump your gas, and you didn't even have to pay extra. They would clean your windows, they would check your oil, tap it off if it needed to be tapped off. Then they stopped doing that. And now at the grocery stores, they're doing all that self-checkout to eliminate cashiers.
Mm.
So you need to figure out if where you work, if for some point in time they were to say, you know what, we don't need anybody working here. All we need is somebody to get the money from the machines. You need to figure out how can you make yourself indispensable. In the words of Briscoe County Jr., you need to figure out what the coming thing is and be prepared for the coming thing. Okay? So probation, anything else she needs?
No, Judge.
All right, so here's the thing. You're on probation and you're looking at 3 years in prison if you don't successfully complete it. And if you end up going to prison for 3 years, guess what? Your 7-year-old is either going to be either going to be 10 or either going to be 11,
Mhm.
and your 17-year-old will be 20. Those are formative years that you will have missed. You're gonna need to be clean and sober. If you have mental health issues, we're here to help you with that. Do you understand? And don't come to court positive. But I appreciate your honesty. But don't walk into a court positive when you're here for a compliance hearing. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So they're gonna do a referral for you for felony drug court. You let felony drug court know that you want to be in the program. It's hard, but if you successfully complete it and you really work that program, you're going to see great benefits and you're going to see great improvements in your life. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you need anything else, you can always come back to the court if you feel as though probation is not addressing it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So just have a seat. Probation is going to go over those conditions with you. And if you ever feel like using, pick up the phone. This is the court where I encourage people. If you feel like you're going to use, pick up the phone, call your probation officer and say, I think I'm going to use. And you know what they're going to tell you? All right, we're going to get you into a sober support meeting, or we're going to do this. The number one thing is not going to be, we're going to file a motion to revoke, because I want you to be clean and sober and healthy. And I want you to successfully complete this. All right?
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
Starting up back in a jury trial in one of the district courts here in Bear County. I can't remember, Judge Pettis. And I think he was late. I've not had a chance to confer, so if the judge needs to address him, then.
Why are you late?
We were on the highway. I mean, we're coming. I got up like at 8:40, and I had to get the kids up and put their clothes on and for them to come drop me off.
Why do you think you can leave your house at 8:40 and get here on time?
I got up late, man. That's why I got up late.
Yeah, so your children late for school as well?
No, they don't go to school.
Well, what are you getting them ready for?
No, but so we like to put on their jackets because they had to come and drop me off.
All right, there's no excuse for your tardiness. Where are your sober meetings?
I gave it, she had my, he got my paper, the little paper I had. No. I gave it, to you.
Oh, Mahia, don't get him in trouble. Saying that his girlfriend or his wife has it.
I got the paper.
But she's not here and there's another girl. Don't get him in trouble.
But I did go. I already got my just for today thing.
No. You need a
paper. I had it with my phone when he put me in handcuffs. I
okay.
had it with my phone.
All right, we're gonna see if it's here.
I got that. And then I made a appointment with Lifetime, and I go on the second. She said if you need a confirmation, you should call her. Yeah.
Let me see it.
Now, does that have documentation on it, or that's just showing that, hey?
No. It's the guys like with the A on it.
Well, these are people you to call, but this doesn't show that you actually went to sober meeting.
I forgot to get the paper from them, but I did go though. I did.
If you're drug tested today, what are the results gonna be?
I'm positive I used Sunday. That was my last use Sunday.
All right, so we need to take this motion to revoke up now, because otherwise he's gonna end up perhaps overdosing.
Okay.
And then I got an appointment on the second with Lifetime.
All right, so is he gonna plead true, or what are we doing?
I don't know, Judge. I have not had a chance to confer with him, so
All right,
I've got about 11 minutes.
all right, State. Can you confer with him on Mr. Jacob Borrego on the motion to revoke? It appears that he needs help with his drug addiction.
Yes, sir. You just want to keep him in custody, Judge? I'm
Yes.
gonna go finish my trial.
Sure.
And then I'll come back.
You're a 38-year-old, not a babe in the woods, and somebody tells you to move a vehicle.
Well, I ran the VIN number, because I saw the ignition like that. I ran the VIN number, the VIN number came up clean, so that's why I moved it.
All right, your story is not believable. I don't believe your story, but the agreement is for you to have deferred. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? All right, you're going to get drug tested today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2 years deferred adjudication. Where are your children staying?
Right now, one stays here in Schertz, Texas, and the other two stay out in Matagorda County and Sargent, Texas.
All right, so you're not taking care of them.
Yes, Your Honor. I tell you, well, where my two youngest are with their mom. Yes.
All right, are you paying child support?
Yes, Your Honor. I am free.
How?
Through the state.
All right, so that means that you were not paying child support and they decided to go through the state to get their money. When, this is something that people don't understand, when you're on probation, part of your conditions of probation is to support your dependents. So if you do not support them, a motion to revoke is going to be filed out of this court. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine that will be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home healthcare provider with minors. And probation, he says he owns a moving company. Can somebody make sure the truck that he's using has not been stolen? Just tell him to check to see if he's driving it with a screwdriver. There's to be restitution of $600 and no contact with Apollonia, APOLONIO, Abzio. 100 hours of community service restitution, 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. I'm gonna want parenting classes with triple P. Once that's completed, the remaining of the community service hours be waived. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs and field visits 1 time per month. And you're gonna do a UA today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? And probation, if you all want to count that field visit as his reporting, you can. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful in this probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Do better. Make your children proud, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Probation over conditions with you. I got it.
You have me excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you so much. All right, who's here on Hillary Stillman
I am, Your Honor.
today? All right, and that there is a child that may be without care.
Babysitter, got, we don't have a babysitter right now.
All right, so she can leave and she can leave you bus fare, but I'm getting my UA today. Do you understand?
But I don't have, the problem is right before I came to see you, I was with my attorney in the hallway and I used the restroom. I came in here.
That's okay.
So
We'll wait for you.
it's fine. It's, it's what it is.
Yes,
All right,
we'll wait for your UA.
it's fine.
It's not a problem with the court.
Thank you.
Wait for your attorney, but you're not leaving the courtroom today.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're not on the record, but you're aware you tested positive for meth, marijuana, and amphetamine. You're aware of that?
Meth and marijuana use.
All right, so why? Well, I'll wait for your attorney to come.
I'll answer your question.
No, I'll wait for your attorney to come, but you're not gonna be leaving the courtroom today, okay? All right, so we're gonna have you sit in the box. We'll try to get your attorney. If not, we're gonna take you in custody. We'll see you back here on Monday. Okay. Mr. Armstrong? Oh, if everybody could please whisper. Mr. Armstrong, I think it's best if you go into custody. We'll bring you back on Monday. I'll call probation to make sure a TAP evaluation is done for you, because you end up testing positive for a lot. And I don't think it's best for you to be around an infant.
I'm
And I
not-
think-
I'm not around anything.
Well, but the problem is, you told me the reason why you needed to leave is because it was your vehicle and there was not a babysitter.
Yeah, I needed to drop them off at their house.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you back for Monday, because I don't want you to leave this courtroom and end up using, because that may be the last time that you use, because you never know what you're getting, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're gonna make sure that you come back here on Monday. So I'm gonna issue a warrant for you today. And it's just so that you can be taken into custody, and we'll bring you back over first thing on Monday, okay?
Sorry for lying to you, Your Honor.
No, I mean, here's the thing.
I was scared and I didn't know what to do and I know I was dirty and I'm sorry.
Well, I will tell you that people will tell you in this court. I'm just looking for people to be honest, because like I was telling you before, I'm trying to give you conditions so you can be successful. I take no pleasure in sending people to prison. If somebody's placed on probation, I want them to succeed so they can be better in life. Okay. All right. So we're gonna take you into custody today. And we're gonna have you brought back over on Monday. Okay. All right, Norma, can we make sure we get him on Monday?
Yeah, he's on the docket.
All right, so you are on the docket for Monday, okay? All right. Okay, we'll solve it on Monday. All right, and I think we are done for today. At least that's what they're telling me. If we're not, I'm stating it, we're done.
All right.
It's Friday.
Hey, that's all I need.
Already?
Yes, but remember, we were waiting for the results of his UA,
Yes.
and they were positive for meth, amphetamine, and marijuana. So he's in the box now. So I don't know if you wanted to talk to him or if you want him brought up and I'll sentence him, but I'm going to change and add referral to felony drug court.
Well, we can do that now, y'all.
All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 11229, State of Texas versus Christopher Armstrong. Christopher Armstrong, could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense? And are you Christopher Armstrong?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, how are you feeling this morning?
Great.
All right. And you understand why I took you into custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I did it hopefully for your protection. So the court had made a ruling, but I'm going to add to that. Counsel, your client was positive for methamphetamine, amphetamine, and marijuana. I didn't place him under oath to make any admissions because you were not here. But I would like to speak to him so I can figure out what conditions to place on him. Do you have any objections to that, counsel?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Armstrong, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Christopher Michael Armstrong.
All right, so Mr. Armstrong, you tested positive on Friday. Can you tell me how often are you using drugs?
Maybe once, twice a week.
Okay. And are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what are their ages?
17 and 13 are my two youngest.
All right, and what was the person who was here yesterday when you said they had to get home because there was a 3-month-old? What is your relationship to
That
them?
was my ex, that was my ex-girlfriend, but I was her ride back there. So-
Okay, why did your ex-girlfriend need you for a ride to court?
Because she was coming to give me some support to come to court with me.
I don't understand I think relationships are what they are, but I don't understand an ex-girlfriend who has a babysitter for a 3-month-old who's not going to be there for the entire day coming down to support you on an unauthorized use.
I don't know, she was just there to give me a support, like just to go with me.
And is she using?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I don't know what Child Protective Services is doing, but what is her name?
Trisha Tahiti.
How do you spell her first name
Trisha, Trisha.
and her last name?
I would not be able to tell you that one. Tahiti.
And where does she live?
Off of 475. Wait, hold on. Give me a
Sir, you
second.
need to have a seat.
Give me a second.
All right, just have a seat. We'll get to you.
Villa Drive. Villa, VILLA.
So you say it's 475 Villa Drive
Yes, Villa Drive.
and it's Trisha, last name,
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Yes.
And so there's a 3-month-old there and any other children other than the 3-month-old? And what drugs is she using?
The same. The child's not 3 months old. The child's like 7 years old.
All right, that doesn't make it any better, but okay. So the child is 7 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And she's using meth as well?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
All right, so hopefully Child Protective Services will go to 475 Villa Drive to check on a 7-year-old with Trisha Tahiti. Again, this is not a Child Protective Services court. There is nothing I can do about that. My hands are tied, but probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sure Mr. Christopher Armstrong has lived at that address. So if you could have probation go out to 475 Villa Drive, just to check and see if it's appropriate housing for Mr. Armstrong.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if while they're there, they discovered that Miss Trisha Tahiti is using and the child is in danger, they can call Child Protective Services. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I will grant your application. So it's going to be 2 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine probated, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider with minors, restitution of $600, and no contact with Apollonia Albzio, ALBZIO, 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. Parenting classes with P, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month. And you know what, instead of regular UAs, we'll do the UA hotline. And we'll start off with testing him once a week. And if probation feels like that should be decreased, then I'll leave that up to probation to do. And if probation wants to count the UAs or the field visits as reporting, probation can count that. And I'm going to want a TAP evaluation and felony drug court referral while in custody. Follow all recommendations of TAP. If TAP evaluation says inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. If they say outpatient treatment, I still want us to start with intensive outpatient treatment. And if you're released or when you're released, where will you be living?
8819 Secluded Drive.
8819.
Secluded, that's SECLUDED.
Wait, SEC?
LUDED.
Oh, Secluded Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Does anyone live there with you?
No, ma'am.
All right. And then no unsupervised contact with minors.
Yes, ma'am.
That will change, and it can change once you're into your sobriety. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, for some reason, I don't have his trial court certification. Could you, let me see if I can find it. Just one
I
moment.
think we did it, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Did you review the trial court certification with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Armstrong, with regards to the evaluation for the TAP evaluation in felony drug court, since it's a Monday, they'll be able to see you this week. So they'll probably see you no later than Wednesday.
Yes, Your
And then probation, if you want to accept their version of the TAP evaluation, you can.
Okay, do you want the TAP evaluation in custody? or-
Yes.
Okay, and Your Honor, on Friday, you mandated restitution, you ordered restitution,
Yes.
still the same, correct?
Yes, still the same. And it's $600.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Armstrong. We can go off the record. Mr. Armstrong, in this court, if I place somebody on probation, I want them to be successful at it.
Yes, Your Honor.
So the key to being successful on probation in this court is communication. You need to make sure you report, make sure you do your UA. You know, I understand that sometimes when people are struggling with addictions, they may test positive. But what I don't understand is when people don't report and they don't communicate. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Is there anything else you need?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck.